And good morning, Fitchburg Access Television live here at the parade route. And with us, of course, Travis Connon, longtime morning host at WPKZ. Travis, great to have you joining us today. 2024.
2024, thank you so much. I'm happy to be involved. I think now we're saying it's almost been about 7 years since I've been here when I was at WPKZ, now at the Chamber of Commerce, but still actively involved. Glenn, how many years have you been doing the parade now?
I think we're coming up on 2 decades.
2 decades now. I know you first got roped in when the legendary Ray C from the WEIM and WPKZ days needed help with the car partners. Did you ever think when you started the parade that first year, when you got roped into helping out with the cars section, that a couple decades later you'd still be here every 4th of July?
Well, it's a funny story. Ray said, you know, stay with me after the car presentation. And of course, last night we had the car show, which is dedicated to Ray C. We've got some merchandise this morning, of course. Fitchburg 01420 being sold over here, just next to the reviewing stand. And of course, it's that famous time, Travis, when we see the Fitchburg Police Department motorcycle contingent and police cruisers coming our way west up Main Street.
Absolutely, and one of the new things this year, I know we're hearing the volume already, but they did implement a brand new sensory area for those who do like things a little more quiet. They had that at the start of the parade, so making the parade a little more inclusive this year, they're able to incorporate that aspect, and we're excited for this. You know, when I pulled in around 8 o'clock, it was funny, I was over at the Summer Street Fire Station area, and there were some fire trucks coming around the corner, and they were already testing out their sirens, and I saw about 5 go by as they were all getting ready for the contingent. And some of these trucks, they drive a couple hours just to be a part of the Fitchburg Civic Days parade.
Yeah, it was incredible. Of course, we had a few guests before the parade began. Chief Ernest Martineau, who's coming up on a decade of being police chief here in the city, and his daughter watching the FATV stream over in Italy. She may be the furthest away who's watching the live broadcast.
And it is just a great reminder that with our app, you can actually watch us wherever you go in the world. They've got the app on your Roku, and again, streaming online as well, fatv.org.
Special shout out, of course, today to our FATV crew. Nate Glennie's putting on a few extra touches. Our camera, Robin Como, Keith DePerry, and Dan Bolak, of course, in control. And then just a few other folks, Isaiah.
Isaiah, who was up on the roof earlier.
Yes, just a vantage point. Very, very lucky to have that vantage point, of course. So great to have everyone joining us live here at Fitchburg Access Television's live broadcast, and of course in person on Main Street, right at the Legislative Building in downtown Main Street, across from the theater block.
And while we're just going live now, I know there are a couple interviews that we did earlier that we're going to be sprinkling into the parade. We also have some shots from last night's fireworks in case you couldn't make it out. So we're excited to display both of those.
Yeah, awesome. Once again, always pushing the limits and pushing what's new for Fitchburg Access Television and what's new for Fitchburg.
Absolutely, and speaking of things that are new for Fitchburg, there is some new Civic Days merchandise. So if you are here at the parade, once the parade wraps up, make your way over to just in front of City Hall. There is a table where you can get your Fitchburg Civic Days hats, you can get your shirts. They've got gray and black, and the proceeds from that going to be helping out with Fitchburg Civic Days to continue for years to come.
And we saw Alex Vera this morning. He's the new Civic Days chair, putting all of this together, of course, with the live broadcast, of course, this morning, helping out, and then all of the Civic Days activities leading up to this day.
Absolutely, and if you don't get your Civic Days merchandise today, it will be available all year long, so you can show your Fitchburg pride and help raise money to ensure that Fitchburg Civic Days can continue for years to come for your family and all the other families in Fitchburg and North Central Massachusetts to enjoy.
We're going to welcome this morning Leominster Police Department Lieutenant Corey Donnelly, and of course Carlo Cintron from the Leominster Motorcycle Contingents. Great to have them there this morning helping us out. And here we are with Tyler Bergeron, Motorcycle Contingent.
And Glenn, I will tell you, year after year, it's always impressive the maneuvers that the motorcycle contingent does. On these roads, they maneuver these things in and out. They go down, they come up, and it's just impressive what they're able to do in tight quarters like this.
Well, there's a lot of training behind the scenes, and it's pretty scary stuff to watch. But we're just pleased to have everyone with the police department joining us this morning, keeping the place safe. And look at this brand new ATV that the Fitchburg Police Department acquired just a couple years ago. Looks great. Now it won't be long before we see all of the different divisions and units. Last night, of course, they had a car show, a number of different winners there, and that was wonderful. And We'll have to, we'll get to that as soon as that car contingent comes by. We have a full list and a lot of prizes given out last night.
And I know we're going to hear from him a little bit later on during the broadcast, but we do have Fitchburg Police Chief Ernie Martineau heading up that group, and bittersweet, I think, this year for Ernie in the parade.
He did announce that he's going to retire, and of course walking with him is the police department chaplain, Tommy Hughes, who joined us a little bit earlier to talk about the parade today. Great to see Chief Martineau and Tom Hughes. And here comes the police ATV, which is a recent acquisition, and this is piloted by Captain Chris Garcia from the Fitchburg Police Department, and riding in the back, Captain Steve Giannini.
And I hope he's sharing those Twix that he's got in the back.
Every year we see the 1993 Police Crown Victoria and one of the new police Tahoes coming by the reviewing stand now. And of course the traditional Ford Explorers in car 2. Yeah, great to see everybody this morning. So we've seen Daniela Lopez, Derek Sullivan this morning. Sean Burns, Detective Julian Salas, Tyler Robichaud, Benjamin Lima, Kyle Vitalis, and Liana Teague. Great to see all of those police officers this morning. The mission of the Fitchburg Police Department is to enhance the quality of life in the city of Fitchburg. We thank these men and women of the Fitchburg Police Department each and every day.
And you know, it's always great to see that their families get involved in this as well. We've got kids in the back seat, we've got spouses in the front seat, and they're all taking part, throwing candy. We've got some young ones right here in this car, so.
Very nice. Enjoying under somewhat cloudy skies here on the 4th of July. Makes it nice and cool.
And again, every year, the Fitchburg Police Department really makes this a family affair. They've all got family members in their cars, and it's great to see that.
Very nice. Good to see you, Detective. Is our traffic unit well represented this morning?
And immediately following that, you know what that sound means. The Fitchburg Fire Department now making its way in front of the Fitchburg Legislative Building.
Detective Dan Bellafato this morning, great to see him. And the Fitchburg Fire Department.
From Shirley, our friends from Shirley.
Friends from Shirley in the Shirley ladder truck, ladder 1.
And you know, the parade's been around a long time, but this next vehicle is something that's been around even longer than that. We have an antique fire apparatus from the Westminster Firefighters Association.
That's an analog fire truck.
From 1849, an old hand tub, and amazing to see just how much things have changed. The Westminster contingent, Tower 1, coming out today. We're happy to see our friends from Westminster. And right now they're engine 2. They're engine 2 from the town of Westminster. And again, a lot of family out enjoying participating in the parade with their parents.
Engine 2 from Westminster, always ready.
Now making their way up from Route 2 with the reverse commute today, we have our friends from Bedford with their Squad 1.
Great to see the folks from Bedford. They took a ride today. Very nice.
You know, Glenn, I think one of these years they really need to make an award for the loudest horn. I would love to hear who has the loudest truck. We should just award a prize for that. And our friends from Ashburnham, Ladder 1. Ashburnham, Ladder 1 now here.
I'm so glad that we have our headsets so we can hear each other today. And from Lunenburg, Ladder 1, very nice to see those guys today. You know, Travis, literally hundreds of people are lining the streets watching today's festivities and, of course, attending all of the events that took place both last night. And then, of course, we have the duck race coming up.
Absolutely. Civic Days doesn't just end on the 4th of July. You've got the duck race coming up, and as we mentioned, you can purchase your Civic Days merchandise all year long. Right now, the Townsend Heavy Rescue apparatus. And right behind that, we have Princeton, Ladder 1.
Ability to know in real time sometimes what's happening. One of our oldest residents watching the live broadcast this morning, 97-year-old Doris Hosley from Fitchburg. 97.
Glad to have you as a viewer, Doris. And right now, Ashby Engine 2 in front of us. And I think if you look in the back, you might see the next generation of firefighters there.
That could be it for sure. She certainly knows how to wave. Ashby Fire. Great to see our folks from the north.
And as we know, it's a little more woodsy up there, and we've got to see their Ashby Forestry, another UTV, and it's amazing the areas that they can reach with vehicles like that.
Yeah. Truly a utility vehicle, something they can really benefit from in those difficult to access places.
And more first responders with the city of Fitchburg. We have Fitchburg's Emergency Management. Happy to see the Fire and Emergency Management with their shelter unit.
Great to see our folks from Fitchburg Emergency. Now this is a ventilator. They bought this piece of equipment just a few years ago. Actually, probably almost 10 years ago now. And they can ventilate a building with it. Very, very nice piece of equipment that they purchased at the Fitchburg Fire Department. It's powered by a 4-cylinder Ford engine. And the lighting truck, the lighting trailer. And our friends from Bolton.
Squad 75 here.
Very unique color combination. Great to see the Bolton Fire Department coming this way. It's got Route 117 up there, a reminder to drive carefully through Bolton.
Yes. now from just next door, we have Leominster Engine 6 representing the Blue Devils right there.
They certainly help out. They back up the Fitchburg Fire Department, and we do them when they have a multi-alarm fire.
It's so much regional coordination, and
Yes.
I know you'll let this slide, but as a Leominster resident, I always love seeing Leominster apparatus in the parade as well.
Well represented right here at Fitchburg Civic Days, unquestionably. And our friends from the west in Gardner, Mass, Toy Town.
Yes. From Winchendon, Toy Town, Winchendon. Happy to see Winchendon out here today. And then from a little further east, our friends over at Devon's, the Devon's Fire Department here today.
Devon's Fire.
And you know, with all the build-up in Devon's over the last several years, I will tell you the job of the Devon's Fire Department has changed so much, and they have drastically changed their routes and everything else to match the increase in folks coming into Devon's now.
Yeah, they started with very little in terms of infrastructure and have built themselves up.
And they come from all over, including Mason, New Hampshire, their fire and EMS truck today.
Our friends in Gardner, of course, the Chair City.
And we had Toy Town a minute ago, now Chair City. We've got Gardner.
It's a brand new model fire engine coming our way now. Lincoln.
And you know, if it warms up anymore, we might have to ask them to turn the hose on top of the truck right there. And more apparatus from Shirley. Right now they're engine 4.
Shirley.
Followed by their engine 3 truck. To any situation that might arise. It's the beast, Shirley's Forestry truck.
The Northwester County area, very unique. It has a lot of wooded area. It's got urban area. So they just really have to be able to respond to just about any kind of a challenge. And of course, the fire departments all work heavy on rescue efforts as well. Of course, right next to Devon's is our friends from Air. Good to see these guys.
And another apparatus from Air. We have engine number 4.
Our friends from Pepperell, right over across the way from Townsend, Route 119. Beautiful truck here, Travis.
And the amount of attention and care that the firefighters put into their trucks, when they come by, you see your reflection. These things are absolutely spotless.
They certainly keep their equipment to a military spec. Of course, we had mentioned about forest fires and some of the unique equipment required for that. Very nice to see these folks from Oakham Forestry Fire. And Boylston, of course. And ladder 2 from Leominster. Great to see these guys this morning. Maybe a contest of the shiniest fire truck would be a real hard one to do.
Almost as tough as who has the loudest sirens.
Joining us this morning,
Thanks, Chief.
chaplain from the Fitchburg Police Department and Reverend Thomas Hughes. Great to see you, Tom, this morning. So I am out marching. It was looked great. Super.
A pleasure to be here. I'm so excited. Thank you again for inviting me back to be a part of this great celebration. I look forward to it every year.
We've got the Fitchburg Municipal Airport coming here and serving private and recreational flyers. The Fitchburg Municipal Airport's been supporting Fitchburg and the surrounding cities for almost 100 years.
Absolutely.
With the recent upgrades at the airport, runway 14-32 serves 57 corporate jets flying into the airport. And I'm told that we serve the area with jet fuel because we have some of the best prices right here at the
Absolutely. And
municipal.
Peter Kettle driving that truck. Also in the passenger seat, Councilor Paul Boschman.
And the Fitchburg Airport's also home to Life Flight to support the critical needs of the region.
And in the heart of Fitchburg, Leominster, and Lunenburg, the Salvation Army Fitchburg Community Corps Center has been the pillar of hope for individuals and families navigating challenges of life for over 133 years. Happy to have Envoy Lynette Valentine leading up the charge this morning, offering a lifeline to comprehensive services from emergency services to character-building programs, after-school initiatives, and more. They're the ones alongside our fire department during tragedies to assist families during their most difficult times. The Salvation Army Fitchburg has been a beacon of resilience and support, and they want to thank the community for all they do to help them continue to do the most good in the communities that they serve. And right now, their summer fund program, you can apply today, 978-342-3300.
Great to see Lynette Valentine. You know, she's truly committed to the community and works really hard. There are no hours. She doesn't punch a time clock. She's just working all the time.
And I can confirm that because there's a number of times I've had to call her after hours and she's come through with much needed services for the community.
Yeah, truly. So they have a number of different assets, and one of them is their disaster services truck, which we see here coming by the reviewing stand now. And Travis, coming up, Fitchburg East Rotary Club, very instrumental in a lot of the work that's done downtown to keep those flower boxes beautiful. It's great to see Bobby Campbell and his crew today with Fitchburg East. Mike Hurley, great to see you this morning.
See Vicky
Throwing
Manchester
candy.
in the mix.
Very nice. They help keep the city of Fitchburg beautiful, and of course, also hosted the 42nd annual Super Bowl brunch. And here come the antique cars, Trav. Coming by the reviewing stand right now in a 1928 Ford Model A. This is Mark Butler and his family. Great to see them this morning for Civic Days. And we have seen Greg, Paula, and Jackie, not to mention all of the folks here this morning in the antique cars. In a 1956 Chevy Model 210, we have Dave. Great to see him today.
Yeah, Glenn, those are mine.
That's yours. Yep. And Chris Cameron this morning in a 1964 Pontiac Le Mans. Great to see him. And he's along with Lisa Cameron. Dave Carlson just came by with a Chevy 210. And a 1957 Triumph TR3, color red. And he says he stole it off of the English guys, but I don't know if we believe that.
Uh-oh.
Ted Turner and John Hemberg, great to see them this morning for Fitchburg Civic Days 2024. In a 1941 Studebaker color green, that was in the contest last night. We've got Dana Goodwin, and Todd and James are with him as well today. Number 6, also a contest winner last night in the 1932 three-window coupe, George Pierce. Great to see you this morning, and congratulations. From the Bomaco folks, got Jim Boardman in a 1930 special. Great to see this car here. It was at the contest last night and did very well. And of course, no automobile show would be complete without the Chevy Corvette driven by Nick Pirro Sr. in his 2023 red Chevy Corvette. Beautiful car. Bill Franklin comes to us with a special edition 2022 Chevy Corvette. Bill is with his wife, Mary Ann. Great to see you this morning, Bill Franklin. Always a participant in the Ray C. Car Show. And of course, Sam Bellio with the infamous 1963 Ford Thunderbird. He's with Jan, and he's got that special roadster treatment to the back. Very nice indeed. Thank you, Sam, and welcome again to 2024 Civic Days here in Fitchburg. In a 1979 Lincoln Mark V, we've got Brian LeBlanc. Great to see him this morning. This car has been an entrant into the parade many times in a row. And of course, can you imagine none other than Mr. Fitchburg himself, Tom Donnelly, with the 1940 Cadillac limousine. Great to see the Donnelly family today. This car was formerly owned by the Wallace estate. Great to see them this morning. And with Mike McLaughlin in his famous 1957 Chevrolet, this is his 25th year participating in the parade. Tom and Travis, just another great celebration of Civic Days with our antique cars.
Absolutely, and I know we are going to take a quick break right now. We're going to cut away to actually listen to our conversation with Fitchburg Police Chief Ernie Martineau. Earlier you mentioned, kind of a bittersweet moment for him in the parade this year. So we're going to hear from Ernie about what this parade has meant to him over the decades that he's been walking or driving in the parade.
And as 2024 Civic Days right here in the city of Fitchburg, everyone at the parade wants to be safe. At the forefront is the Fitchburg Police Department, and we're pleased to have Chief Ernest Martineau with us today, who, by the way, as we stream today, your daughter is actually going to be watching it, Elizabeth Martineau, in Italy today.
Yeah, isn't it
so this
cool?
is crazy.
Yeah,
yeah.
We may have the furthest occupant watching the parade today, all the way over in Italy. I'm so excited for her to, she hasn't missed a parade. My God, probably 20 years. And, this is an opportunity. She was sad that she's over there, but thanks to FATV, she's going to be watching it in Italy.
Fitchburg Access Television, of course, streaming live all over the world. Chief, it's a very important part of the job to make sure that the Civic Days celebrations go off safely. And your guys were out last night at a block party. Looks great today.
Yeah, thank you so much. So much preparation went into yesterday's events, today's events. Everything centered around Civic Days. In the world we live in, we started preparing back in February. Our number one priority is to make a safe, family-friendly event. And that's what we've created. I bet you we had tens of thousands of people on Main Street last night, and very, very few incidences. But you know what? Our department was out there in full force. We had some assistance from the Massachusetts State Police, the Leominster Police Department, the Fitchburg Fire Department. This was really a collaborative effort, and it really showed last night. Special thanks to my operations commander, Chris Garcia, for providing the operations plan. I couldn't be prouder. And here we are today, another parade. This will be my 37th parade. It's exciting. The parade means a lot to me. I have a picture in my office from 1988, the first parade I marched in. And as many people know, I'm retiring this year, and this will be my last parade marching as a police officer, but I will be a participant or a spectator for many, many more years to come because, quite frankly, the city is special.
Chief Ernest Martineau, Fitchburg Police Department. We are back. It's 2024 Civic Days Parade continues. The live coverage both on FATV and, of course, all of these people, both sides of the street. Reverend Hughes with us today.
It was amazing. I started with the police department down by the 99 and just coming up and feeling all of the energy, the positive energy, and just so great seeing the families come out to celebrate Civic Days here in the city of Fitchburg. Just amazing.
And God is good. We started out a little overcast, and of course He's now blessed us with some sunshine, but we're under the canopy.
And that's all that matters. I don't want too much heat.
And I feel like that's become the tradition over the last few years. It starts off cloud and we start to worry.
That's right.
And then as soon as the emergency responder vehicles come through, the sun is out and everything's great.
Yeah, it's a great way to celebrate. And of course, we do want to caution our folks that are out watching today to be hydrated and watch the sun, of course, because we want them to have a healthy 4th of July right here in Fitchburg, Mass.
Absolutely. And I think we are going to take one more break to talk about some of the changes. There's some things happening with the parade. Things are a little bit different this year. They've included some new aspects, including a sensory area and also a Spanish commentary. So we're going to hear from Alexander Vera in just a moment. We're going to cut to him right here as we continue our coverage on FATV of the annual Fitchburg Civic Days Parade. As we continue our coverage on Fitchburg Access Television for the Fitchburg Civic Days Parade, chatting with Alexander Vera. He is the mayor's chief of staff and also chair of the Fitchburg Civic Days. Alexander, thank you so much for all the hard work that your team has put into making this a successful event this year. How many years have you been involved with the parade now?
So I've been involved with the parade just a couple of years. I was commentating with you and Glenn Fossa last year, and then I became chief of staff this year, so running the parade.
And I know over the years we've always tried to do different things to switch up the parade and to try and make it more inclusive for different folks. And I understand we have some new additions this year. Can you talk about the two biggest changes to the parade today?
Absolutely. So the two biggest changes to the parade, I would have to say, are the Spanish translations that are happening down in front of Monument Park. And then we have the sensory-friendly zone for those people who are a little bit more sensitive to loud noises and such. So that is happening currently at St. Bernard's Elementary all the way up until Kane Street.
And I was looking on social media and a lot of positive response. A lot of folks saying that they have kids who have difficulty with some of the loud noises, and they're happy now that they can bring their family members out who are the sensory headphones might not work as well. So they're really happy that that area is incorporated. I'm looking at your Fitchburg hat right here, and I understand that is a brand new merchandise for the city of Fitchburg. Tell us all about how that hat's going to help support Civic Days in the future.
Absolutely, Travis. So wearing the two hats of the chief of staff of the mayor and Civic Days chair, we're in a tight budget situation right now, so we can't dedicate all the money that we want to Civic Days out of the budget. So the next couple of years things are going to get harder. So that's where the merch line came into play. So we did honor our sponsors and putting their logos on the back of the event staff shirts, but we actually have Fitchburg Civic Days shirts in black and gray that we can sell year round. They don't have the date, and we had to change up the logo. So the logo is now Caps the Duck. There's a long story with why we had to change him. Long story boring. We got a cease and desist. A company in Texas owns the trademark for the yellow rubber duck with sunglasses, so we couldn't use that anymore. So we had to completely rebrand last minute. So Caps the Duck can wear all kinds of caps: police cap, DPW cap, fire cap, and including Fitchburg cap. So he's wearing the Fitchburg cap. We decided to make the Fitchburg cap a thing, so that way it could help support Civic Days throughout the years.
Excellent, Alex. We'll let you get back to your work. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Awesome. Thank you, Travis.
And we are back live, of course, Fitchburg Access Television broadcast in downtown with so many folks, both east and west of us, right here on Main Street. Travis, up comes the Drum and Bugle Corps very soon.
Absolutely, and very soon. But before we do that, we are going to hear from Fitchburg City Councilor Andrew Kutcher, and just want to give a special shout out to Justin Maggs, who's behind the tent. It's his birthday tomorrow, so I want to give him a happy birthday message. And right now we're going to hear from City Councilor Andrew Kutcher.
As 2024, the parade, 2024 Civic Days in Fitchburg, City Councilor and also Attorney Andrew Kutcher with us this morning. Councilor, you've been councilor for a number of years and participated in the parade. This is a great day.
Yeah, I've even participated even before I was an elected official. It's a great tradition. I love it. The kids love it. My daughters are always happy to be a part of the parade, and for the longest time we've also been a spectator here too. So it's something that's been a long tradition in my family, and keep it running. And I'm thinking it's going to be a really good day.
And it's all red, white, and blue up there in West Fitchburg, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. West Fitchburg is all red, white, and blue, and flags are flying everywhere, and it's a beautiful sight. I love this. This is my favorite holiday.
Ward Councilor Andrew Kutcher with us this morning. And we are back, of course, 2024, welcoming the Connecticut Patriots based in Bristol, Connecticut, the Fife and Drum Corps. Globally, they are the premier Fife and Drum Corps. They uphold a strong tradition of performing 16th century music. Connecticut Patriots provide exhilarating music experience guaranteed to captivate audience. Welcome to the Fitchburg Civic Days Parade.
And now in front of the legislative building, the Fitchburg Fire Department, here to protect the lives lives and property of the citizens and visitors to Fitchburg by providing the highest possible level of service through fire prevention, public education, fire suppression, emergency medical services, and mitigation of the effects of natural and man-made disasters. Thank you to the Fitchburg Fire Department for your tireless service to the community.
I have some additions.
That's the mayor coming up. So we are, of course, seeing the parade well underway. Fitchburg Fire Department coming by with firefighter Haverty. And of course, a contingent, of course, with the mayor, Reverend Hughes. Looks like Sam Squally is coming up for her inaugural parade as mayor.
Yes, Sam Squally is probably serving her first term as the 46th mayor of the city of Fitchburg, elected in 2023 as Fitchburg's third female mayor. Sam is a lifelong Fitchburg resident, attending Fitchburg Public Schools, participating in many volunteer capacities in the city, including founding the Fitchburg Dog Park at Coolidge Park in 2018. Besides public service, Mayor Squally's background is in architectural design and building engineering for 25 years of experience in project management.
City Councilor Amy Green, Andrew Kuchar, Councilor Van Hazinga, of course, with this contingent.
Councilor
And
President
now
Anthony Zarella and
Councilor Schultz.
Bernie Schultz as well. Great to see the councilors out today.
We have the king and queen for the city in a Ford Mustang donated here this morning from RC Motors. We have Joe Fiore and Janet Powers as Civic Day's king and queen.
And want to make sure we mention Maribel Cruz, the Director of Housing and Development for the City of Fitchburg, embodying the parade's theme of breaking barriers. She is the Grand Marshal of the parade this year, and someone who worked with her personally, I can tell you she is a fantastic choice for this year's Grand Marshal.
Certainly is indeed, Travis, and of course we have some more music along with Tabitha Greenlease and the Fitchburg High School Band. We have Superintendent Jonathan Thompson and the ESL Director Ava Kelly. Each school within the Fitchburg Public School System strives to provide engaging learning experiences. Great to have Fitchburg High School well represented this morning. These experiences foster intellectual rigor, cultivate creative interests, and develop social characteristics necessary for success in the 21st century. Please join us in giving them a well-deserved round of applause, Fitchburg High School.
And right now, Fitchburg Youth Football and Cheer, happy to welcome them. Proudly representing Central Mass, providing teams for boys and girls aged 5 to 14. The organization is dedicated to athletes and coaches who focus on developing skills, teamwork, and sportsmanship.
Fitchburg Youth Football, of course, and the cheerleading organization with Central Mass, AYF. Providing teams for boys and girls aged 5 to 14. The organization's dedicated athletes and coaches focus on developing skills, teamwork, and sportsmanship. Let's applaud these young athletes and cheerleaders for their commitment and enthusiasm.
And right now, Fitchburg Youth Baseball and Softball, also known as FYBSL, celebrating their first year of the merging of Fitchburg Little League and Fitchburg Youth Softball. They're a fully volunteer-run organization offering baseball and softball activities for ages 3 to 13. Find out more at FitchburgBSL.com. Fall registration is open now. Sign up your player today.
Travis, this is such a great display of all of the youth in the city and how excited they are to be part of their community. Reverend Hughes, you've seen this firsthand with your work with the school system. Just a great display.
It is, and I'm so excited to see all the young people that are participating in the parade today. And it's so important that we keep these programs going in the city because they're so needed.
Fitchburg Youth Soccer, of course, they're here every year. Just great to see them along. Fitchburg Youth Soccer provides recreational soccer for over 400 Fitchburg children. Travis and Tom, this spring a youth soccer team qualified for the state playoff tournament, the Massachusetts Tournament of Champions, competing against some of the best teams in the state.
And they've got the trophy today. Let's see that trophy nice and high.
Congratulations, congratulations.
Congratulations, well deserved.
Very nice. Round of applause for our Fitchburg Youth Soccer.
Amen.
No, special shout out, we didn't mention Nate Glennie this morning, of course, the executive director of Fitchburg Access Television, certainly put in double duty, missing our engineer this morning, Travis Falk, but great to know that he's recovering well.
And I also want to give a shout out to the Fitchburg Street Hockey League, located at Coolidge Park in Fitchburg. They've been in existence since the mid-70s, offering youth and adult street hockey leagues in both spring and fall season. Also home to the Raider Cup, which is a youth tournament held the last week in June. For 40 years or more, they was played on asphalt. Now they've installed the modular flooring, aka the decking, which makes it the only league in the area of 3 full-size rinks of this playing surface. Great to see Glenn Kinney driving the FATV, and Nate's family as well in the passenger and back seats. Always great to see them.
We see Maddie this morning. Good to see you, Maddie.
Yeah.
Representing the delegation from Fitchburg State University, led by its new president, Dr. Donna Hodge. One of the city's largest employers, Fitchburg State has been a vital force in the lives of its students, as well as the city, region, and the Commonwealth for over 130 years.
Also want to give a shout out to Melvin DeLeon Cabrera, who's with FSU. He actually graduated from Fitchburg High School, going to be playing football there in the fall. His mom's over at the Civic Days table.
So Fitchburg State is host to the 4+1 program, the Fitchburg State University Police, and of course their academy program at the State University, Travis, as we see them represented by the marching contingent this morning.
You know, I sat in on the, when the new president was doing a community engagement speech. She was very engaged. She knew about the city. Her interview was very positive, and I'm looking forward to working with her in the community and, you know, continuing the great work that Fitchburg State is doing with the city of Fitchburg.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Tommy, you know, Fitchburg State has truly integrated themselves into the community, and we're just thrilled to have them as part of our city. Fitchburg State University, of course, used to be Fitchburg State College, and here come.
That's right, the Post-10 American Legion Band participating in the parade since its inception under Mayor George Burke back in 1960. The George S. Talcott was the Post-10 band director for many years, and the band was renamed in his honor after his passing in 1990 at the age of 85. Glad to see this tradition continuing year after year, being driven by Oliva Excavating.
The George Talcott Band, of course, being taken up from the rear by none other than John Beauchesne, long-term Fitchburg resident. Great to see you this morning, John. And Tom, we have the Cub Scouts coming up right now, Pack 17.
Yeah, Cub Scout troops, Pack 17, children ages 5 to 10 years old can enjoy weekly meetings of Pack 17 Club Scouts. They also have fun, exciting, educational weekend activities throughout the year. Welcome, Cub Scout Troop 17.
And now we also want to welcome Boy Scout Troop 17. Also happy to have them here today.
You know, Travis, the Civic Days Committee worked very hard to put this information in order, and it makes it very, very comfortable for today's broadcast.
Absolutely. And right now we have Troop 41 and Pack 41, Fitchburg Boy Scouts of America, sponsored by the Friends of Fitchburg Scouting. 70 years of service to the families of Fitchburg. Any kids grades K through 12 can join the 41 family. Happy to have them out here today. I want to thank them so much for being a part of the parade.
And Travis, I want to thank the parents for allowing their kids to participate in all these youth programs that we have. So awesome.
And we had some representation from Gardner with the fire department earlier, and now we have some representation with Chair City Lions Football and Cheer. They've been around for 13 years and are looking for football players and cheerleaders in the Gardner and Winchendon area.
Well, as we go further out west, Travis, the area is growing, and I'm certain that they'll get some youth participation very soon. And we celebrate this next group of showcasing variety of classic, vintage, and custom vehicles, each meticulously maintained and proudly presented by their passionate owners. We want to thank Arturo for showcasing the club rides this morning.
I usually feel pretty youthful, but then I see the word classic, and I also see the Toyota Corolla from the year that my wife started driving a car, and I start to think, now we're getting up there in age with that Corolla model from like the 06, 07-ish is now classic.
Gotta celebrate your youth, Travis.
Introducing the Massachusetts Military Vehicles, a group of military vehicle enthusiasts dedicated to the preservation of these vehicles and the roles they played for our country's armed forces. Welcome, Massachusetts Military Vehicles.
Certainly no lack of public address in that last system that went by. Just
It's funny, I got a text saying that sound system in that car is impressive, and I got that a few minutes ago, and then the car went by and I said, that's the car they were talking about. I wish I had speakers like that.
there you go. We could have used them this morning, I think, so.
These vehicles are impressive, huh?
Very impressive, and you know they're from a private collection, so they're really a dedication to the work that some folks do in the restoration process and maintaining those vehicles. It's not your typical collector car.
Right.
Let's put it that way. I do. Can we do it after the Jeep? So in just a few minutes, Travis, we'll have a brief break here along the parade route as we see the contingents come forward. This is another re-entry, of course, the famous Jurassic Park Jeep, donated and brought to us here from RC Motors. Both Michael and Robert Lovewell running that company, second generation automobile dealers over in Lunenburg, Mass. Great to see them this morning. And driving the Jurassic Park Jeep is none other than Michael Lovewell. And that looks like a some sort of Uncle Sam T-Rex in the back.
And we do want to mention the Fitchburg Republican City Committee coming right now, and they'll
Great
have
to
some more
see
of their
them.
contingent joining in just a minute.
Yeah, so we do have another clip that we can share as well. And we can go to that clip right now while we wait for the next division to come forward up west on Main Street here at the 2024 Civic Days celebration and parade. And no parade, of course, is complete without participants, and those participants are generally residents of the city of Fitchburg, but we certainly entertain from all around. Matt Majikis with us today. Good to see you.
Yes, sir.
First year coming to the parade.
This is my first year. I don't know how that happened. I've been a resident for a decade, but my son is a part of Fitchburg Youth Baseball, and they won their district championship the other day, and they're walking today. So we set up shop right up in front of Rise and Grind over here, and just going to enjoy the day and celebrate the 4th, and looking forward to it.
And we see you have your Rise and Grind Coffee, another business that's just opened up in the Upper Common as Fitchburg moves into its renaissance.
Yep.
Great place to be.
Fantastic. You know, you're seeing kind of a nice movement forward here in downtown Fitchburg when businesses like Rise and Grind and Gallery 759 are, you know, thriving down here, and it's just a positive direction for the city, and especially raising kids and stuff. It's good things to see.
Plenty of value right here, and of course celebrating Civic Days 2024 downtown.
And always great to see such involvement and to be able to chat with some folks who are here to participate in the parade and to witness the parade beforehand. And you know, so much goes into this, and it's so glad when you get to hear people who've come out and say it's their first time or their 10th or 15th time, and everybody's just always amazed by the sheer participation in these parades. And we mentioned earlier we are going to hear from more members of the Fitchburg Republican City Committee. They've got some of their contingent coming up. And Thomas, I know we were talking a little bit about our histories in the parade earlier, but how many years now have you been participating in the parade?
Oh my gosh, it's been at least about 20 years now. And it gets, you know, every time coming up this time of year, it gets really exciting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes you see people that you haven't seen in a while. We live in the same city, we don't get to see them all the time. So it's so exciting, and you see the schools and everybody participating and see the energy, the positive energy and the enthusiasm around coming together around this time is really special to me.
And that enthusiasm, I think, stretches from the youngest toddlers all the way up to folks in their 80s and 90s who might be riding on some of the floats. And
Absolutely.
really just great to see that. And one of the things I always get a kick out of when we're here is I don't think anybody knows more people in the parade than you do, because every year when we're standing here, you know, Glenn and I might shake a few hands, but you shake hands with at least 50 people that will go by today that they get a handshake or a fist bump from you.
Well, you know, I think that it's all of us together, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's what makes Fitchburg special. And there's generations of kids, and 22 years in the public school system. I was fortunate to meet a lot of nice people, you know what I mean? Great people in this city. Just like, you know, I think Glenn and I have known each other for like 25 years or so. We're just talking about how, you know, you just meet so many people and say hi to so many people, and it's exciting, you know.
Absolutely, and the energy certainly is. It's up high today. The weather's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
And I think as we stand here, more and more folks are filling in. So there is still room. If you are watching at home and want to rush down here, we can get you in, and we'll get you a spot here on the side of the road.
And there's still time to celebrate right here with each other. You know, I do a bit of travel, but it's frequent. People just ask, how is your community like that? And it's just a special place, and I think it's a special place because we've got guys like Tom Hughes and Travis Connon helping along. And over the years, the true community commitment, I think, is what it is.
You know, I was talking to somebody once because I moved to Virginia for a few years, and they said, well, you know, what's it like up in Massachusetts? And I was talking about Fitchburg and Leominster, the Twin Cities, and I said, each of them has over 40,000 people. I said, but somehow it still has that small town feel where when you go places, you go to the coffee shop, you go to events like this, you still feel like everybody knows each other. And that sense of community that people have worked so hard to foster over the years, it really shines through, and you see the results of that passion, of that impact in our everyday lives here in Fitchburg.
Right.
And people really want to help each other.
Right.
That's what I see. It doesn't have to be your job, so to speak, if you're a public servant or an educator. Or even member of the clergy, or a broadcast celebrity. I think it's about commitment, you know, to humanity.
I'd like to invite the people to come on down because I can get them a picture with Travis and Glenn, you know. I'm fortunate to stand between these two veterans.
Well, we're happy to have you here. I think this is the third year you've been joining us
It
now
is
on the
the third year.
broadcast. It's been great to have you since after the pandemic. We came back, we got you on that first year, and it's been great to have you every year since. And as we mentioned, the Fitchburg Republican City Committee, right now we do want to welcome the color guard and drummers from the Fitchburg Rangers, commemorating Fitchburg's role in the American Revolution. 169 Fitchburg men and boys served out of a total population of just 800. The 15th Massachusetts Infantry Regiment served in the American Civil War. They're going to be coming up afterwards, but we do want to recognize these reenactors today. And as I mentioned, the 15th Massachusetts Infantry Regiment will be coming up, comprised of men from Fitchburg and elsewhere throughout Worcester County. Nice.
You know, July 4th is a celebration of our independence here as a nation, and of course it's great to have this contingent today.
Absolutely. We mentioned this contingent representing the folks that served from 1861 to 1864.
Yeah.
And Glenn, if you weren't awake, you are now.
I know. I have to say, I don't want to trade my current clothing in for any of that wool stuff right now. They're doing a great job. Great
right,
to see
it's-
Mary Lots this morning.
It's a beautiful day, but yeah, I don't want a jacket on right now.
And we mentioned the history of service, so spanning all the way from the Revolutionary War to the Civil War, and of course now World War II. World War II color guard right now, over 5,000, over 5,400 Fitchburg men and women served in all theaters out of a 1941 population of just over 41,000. As you mentioned, Mary Lots here as well, great to see.
We depend on the United States Army and all of the armed forces to keep our country safe. It keeps us at peace, and enough can't be said about the commitment and the loyalty to their country of the United States Armed Forces.
Mm-hmm.
Those are cap and ball firearms, I think, the long rifles that we saw displayed this morning. Republican Party represented with the elephant on top of the Honda SUV.
I mentioned Fitchburg City Councilor Andrew Kutcher, and I see some members of his family as well.
President Trump contingent in this political section.
And more of the Kutcher family.
And now, Travis, the Fitchburg Education Association, dedicated to advancing the education and improving instructional opportunities for all. The association promotes ethical practices and unifies its members to secure supportive working conditions. They support professionals in negotiations with the school committee, advocating for the interests and working tirelessly for the welfare of school children. We want to welcome and applaud the Fitchburg Education Association for their unwavering commitment Welcome to our educators.
And you can't say enough about our Fitchburg educators. They, do so much for our kids, and sometimes you think that it's a 6-hour day, but oftentimes they spend 9-10 hours a day, much time outside of the classroom. Sometimes making home visits and things like that. So it's very important that we really thank them acknowledge their commitment to the kids in Fitchburg.
Absolutely.
And we talked about public service and commitment and community, and of course our educators are all part of that engagement.
And when you mentioned, that time off the clock, I also think of, the summer. They're planning already for the lessons in the fall. That
Right,
work does
right.
not stop just because the kids are out of the classroom.
Let's have a nice hand for our teachers. And of course, you got to get to school, Travis. And
You
what
do.
other way do you get to school except for jumping on the school bus with First Student?
That's right. They operate under the motto, if you can't do it safely, don't do it. Their mission is to deliver unparalleled care and the safest school bus rides possible. They aim to ensure students start and end their day with an exceptional experience ready to achieve their full potential. The safety dog emphasizes to parents and children the importance of waiting patiently for the bus, maintaining a distance of 10 giant steps, and watching for the thumbs up from the driver, using handrails, sitting properly, and behaving with indoor voices.
They're learning life skills that will be with them forever, of course, and that's, just safely crossing the street, whether you're in New York City or San Francisco or Fitchburg, Massachusetts in the 01420. Get your merchandise right here. It's still time. Got a beautiful hat. Says Fitchburg 01420. I see you're sporting one this morning, John.
You like that?
I like it very much. Montechusett Area Regional Transit.
I think they're providing free service right now. Are they?
I do think so, and they're increasing their ridership drives. Their mission is to facilitate people's mobility, ensuring that they reach their destinations to lead fulfilling lives. And of course, they have connections that go all the way to the Intermodal Center. They connect other locations with the train up in the Westminster district. And just great to see them this morning.
Yes, and as you're driving around, you will see their brand new bus stops that they put out. So a whole new series of bus stops that they have right here.
Hey.
And right
And
now,
of course, every year, Great Wolf Lodge, Trav.
that's right, Great Wolf Lodge, a family resort that opened in 2014, 10 years ago in Fitchburg. When you're looking for the ultimate family getaway, Great Wolf Lodge Resort has it all for New Englanders. An indoor water park kept at a warm 84 degrees year-round, fun attractions and events, dining options to please every palate and more experience, a world of play all under one roof. And I'll tell you, every time we do an event there, they are always so gracious, always so fantastic.
Okay, Fitchburg, let's give a warm welcome to 2024 Miss Massachusetts East Coast, USA, Dora Otero Peterson, accompanied by baby Miss Massachusetts 2022, Zoe Peterson, and 2024 Miss Candyland Supreme, Ariel Peterson. Welcome to Fitchburg.
We'd like to introduce Mira's Cake, a marvelous enterprise entirely made up of Latin hands with a true Puerto Rican flavor. After you try a dessert from Mira's, you can't stop. Their hallmark is quality of the products, the freshness and flavors that transport you to the Caribbean. Or Caribbean, depending on where you are.
And I know they've got bubbles, but maybe if we're really nice, they'll throw some desserts out the back for us.
I was hoping, but,
Centro Celeste, next, is a nonprofit organization based in Fitchburg, whose mission is to strengthen the Latino community in north central Massachusetts through art, culture, education, and inclusion. This fosters unity and collaboration to create a better future for all. Centro Celeste.
our friends over at Centro Celeste this morning. Let's get a big round of applause.
One of the things, of course, Travis, that our attendees love to see are these military vehicles, the emergency vehicles, and this is a private collection from Fitchburg's DeGrazelia family, and it's a nonprofit organization. They collect and restore military vehicles, including the ones you see here, which is about 7 World War II vehicles and 2 Vietnam War vehicles. Just a great contingent here. We see some Jeeps. Of course, there's some military ordnance along with them, and just great to have the DeGrazelia family contingent with us this morning. There's more to come right here at the 2024 coverage of the Fitchburg Civic Days Parade 2024. The weather is beautiful. We have literally hundreds of our residents and area folks lining the streets here on Main Street. We are simulcast now in Spanish for Spanish-speaking populations. Had a special sensory-sensitive location this morning for us. I think this might be one of the youngest drivers in the parade today.
I think he's got some help reaching the pedals.
Maybe.
I think, Glenn, I think it's powerful to just witness the sensory area down. It's so important to make sure that we involve, especially the young people that have those type of disabilities. You know, and I think it's very, very important.
Yeah, I think it's telling of the community, as we had spoken before. We're always trying to think of who we can better include.
Right. And I don't know who the credit goes to, but I know Alexander is the chairperson, so I just want to say thank you.
Yeah.
When I was down in the area and the kids were able to participate, and I was riding along with the police department, and the kids were just coming up, getting the candy and things like that. They were enjoying themselves.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you witnessed that firsthand. Of course, Travis and I were up here this morning, and I think it adds an awful lot to have you along with us, Reverend, because your commitment to the community is decades old and family, and you add your experiences along with all of our other experiences. And that's what inclusion is. And you witnessed something this morning. You're describing it to us. That's awesome.
It speaks to community, the different parts that make up the community, and it's a lot of different things, a lot of different people.
And speaking of folks looking to improve the community, we have our friends over at the Restoration Recovery Center, a 501c3 nonprofit organization offering community support to individuals dealing with substance use issues, aiming to participate in this year's parade to raise awareness about recovery efforts here in the city of Fitchburg. I want to thank our friends from Restoration Recovery Center for being here today.
United Hmong of Massachusetts celebrating 42 years of representing their rich culture. Is proud to walk alongside members of the Fitchburg High's Asian American Club this year. Welcome.
Let's have a big hand for our Hmong population, who is always a participant here in the Civic Days Parade, and of course 2024 no exception. Great to see our colorful Hmong community today.
And we've even got a couple of young members now.
Very young.
Yes, very young. Not even able to walk, and they're already in the parade. Glad to see that. I think one of them might have found a way to take a nap right now. Yeah. And right now we have our friends over at the Life Care Centers of America. The residents and patients are a top priority for the Life Care Centers of America, whether individuals are seeking short-term rehabilitation following surgery or require extended medical care. Skilled nursing and rehab centers are dedicated to providing exceptional support and services.
Tom, we were talking about inclusion, and of course, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community has been involved and a participant in the Civic Days Parade now for a long time. It's great to have the Messiah, Mirza Gulma Ahmad, peace be with him, celebrated from 1835 to 1908 in Kadain. Mr. Ahmad founded the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in 1889 as a revival movement with Islam, emphasizing the essential teachings of peace, love, justice, and sanctity of life. We want to welcome the Ahmadiyya Muslim community.
Thank you. And Glenn, it speaks to the diverse community that we have in Fitchburg.
That's
you know, diversity and many people coming together to make Fitchburg the city that we all live in.
And we do have to give a shout out to Furkan, who always has the nicest of hats. Always has the most stylish hats in the city.
They span over 200 nations with memberships extending in the tens of millions.
And right now we'd like to welcome the Opportunities for Hope coming in front of the Legislative Building. They're a private nonprofit organization dedicated to providing shelter to Massachusetts families and children in urgent need of assistance. Operating 2 shelters, they focus on meeting the needs of housing, insecure families, and integrating them into the community. Founded in 1983 as our Father's House, the organization underwent reorganization in 2023 with board members from the Fitchburg Housing Authority assuming roles on the nonprofit's board. Renamed Opportunities for Hope, their mission persists to aid individuals and families in securing housing and rebuilding lives.
Shriners International boasts over 300,000 members worldwide and is known for their distinctive red fez. But more importantly, Shriners Hospital for Children. Through the dedication and service, Shriners Hospital continues to serve children from all over the world in need for special care, only as Shriners Hospital can provide at no cost to families. Thank you, Shriners.
And let's take a moment to honor the Charles W. Moore Lodge of the Masons, 150 years strong, established in 1865. Lodge has spanned 3 centuries, 2 millennia, bearing witness to and shaping significant events that have influenced our world today. Being a Mason is about a father helping his son make better decisions, a business leader striving to bring morality to the workplace. Simply put, it's about being the best person you can be. Join them in celebrating the enduring legacy and community impact of the Charles W. Moore Lodge of Masons.
We have the Young Cough 33 Productions, a creative collective dedicated to empowering unrepresented and marginalized artists and creatives. They achieve this through collaboration, mentorship, and community engagement, offering high-quality entertainment and event planning services that prioritize inclusivity, creativity, and equity. Merrick Henry.
Go ahead, Glenn, bust a move.
And a special shout out to Derek Craig, who's really spearheading the creative movement in the city of Fitchburg. And Krista and Cheryl are Scooby-Doo fans that grew up in the generation of Scooby-Doo, wanted to bring, show the love and happiness that Scooby-Doo brings to everyone. The Scooby-Doo van, the mystery van, out here this morning.
This next vehicle was an entrant last night, the 1990 Mazda Miata, driven by Michael Crochetier. Iconic roadster is cruising through our parade, showcasing its timeless style and spirited performance. You know, Merrick Henry was with Cough 33, and of course he had many years of dedicating and volunteering with Fitchburg Access Television. And you know, it's his dedication and true spirit to continue. He's grown a very successful career in performance.
Absolutely, and the work that Derek Craig does too to highlight the music scene in the city of Fitchburg between his podcast, his live streaming online, bringing live events to Riverside Park and the Mill Street area. The 2 of them really spearheading the creative movement, and of course everybody else involved as well with those productions.
Merrick has incredible energy, and you see it in everything he does.
Such a talented young man. Yeah. Very, very talented.
And right now, Renew FM's Central New England division, including 106.1 FM WFGL 960 AM Fitchburg, along with WJWT 91.7 in Gardner and WTYN 91.7 in Lunenburg, aiming to deliver a message of life and hope to the community through Christian music and straightforward Bible teaching. Their goal is to encourage listeners through their broadcast to attract those who do not yet know God to seek Him.
And we want to thank Colonial West Chevrolet, who's donated that truck for Renew this morning. Great to see them participating. Colonial West Chevrolet has been a mainstay in the area. They're very generous to a lot of our area events and and contributions to the community.
Yes,
so
and,
we do like that.
Right now, I'm not sure if it's Tom Worthley or Uncle Sam. Located at 356 Broad Street in Fitchburg. I want to also mention the Horizon Church, a vibrant Christ-centered community dedicated to spreading the love of Christ locally and globally. For those without a church community, Horizon Church welcomes visitors to join them on Broad Street. More information about the church online at horizonfitchburg.org.
Have Aldrich Trucking represented this morning. Once again, another organization that really participates every year in Civic Days and Civic Days Parade. Great to see this collaboration with this organization again.
You know, it's amazing the number of businesses that actually participate in it at some level in the parade. It's just exciting.
We saw that truck that was donated for Renew FM, and of course, once again, Colonial West Chevrolet, just very in it to win it. You know, stop down and see those folks. They've been here for a long time, and they mean to do well. The Lawn Ranger, well represented this morning.
Visit thelawnrangerma.com, serving the Westford and Littleton area. And right now, our friends with Hollis Hills Farm began at the top of the hill on Hollis Road in Lunenburg. What started with backyard chickens expanded to include cows, pigs, and a hay business. Driven by a deep passion for agriculture, in 2014, Jim and Allison seized a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, acquiring the historic 100-acre Marshall Farm overlooking Fitchburg. The move fulfilled a lifelong dream, relocating their farm, livestock, and equipment to the heart of the city. Hollis Hills Farm, now a cherished part of the community, embodying a profound dedication to land stewardship, environmental sustainability, quality food production, and serving their customers with passion and pride. And of course, the Latanzi family leading the first truck right there. Great to see Jim, Allison, and the kids.
Another guy with so much energy, Jim Latanzi, always helping the city in one way or another.
And I understand now yesterday his kids were helping him bale hay, so he was launching the bales and the kids were helping catch him. So training the next generation of farmers already.
That's right.
There you go. Hollis Hill Farms, once again participating in Civic Days with some great displays of their equipment, trucks.
Yes, and when you go up to Hollis Hills Farm, you can actually get a close look at that John Deere truck, usually parked right in front of their country store.
I think you can get a cold beer, too.
You can get a lot of things. And yes, that is one of them.
Our friends at Hollis Hill Farms.
And they've got events happening every weekend, it seems, over at Hollis Hills Farm now. A great partnership with the Fitchburg Public Library with story time for the kids. They've got pick your own all season long. I know they had strawberries later on this year. They'll have other berries as well in the mix.
I think we've got an older John Deere and a new John Deere.
And Glenn, I'm not sure if you got a chance to try this. You know me in food, so they incorporated a new donut this year, a strawberry donut.
A strawberry donut.
So normally they're known for their cider donuts, but they did incorporate a strawberry donut this year.
Very nice.
Okay, I'll be back. I'm going to get
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have brought some today. Fantastic, though. Absolutely fantastic.
New Era Paving, great to see them today with this display of this brand new paving machine. You know, the kids just love to see this equipment. Good to see you. Thank you, New Era Paving and Excavating. NewEraPaving.net.
And right now, the Twin City Riders making their way to the Legislative Building, a community group dedicated to connecting one-wheel riders of all ages and experience levels in North Central Massachusetts. Their goal to organize rides, share one-wheel photos, videos, tips, and memories, fostering a supportive and adventurous community. Whether riders are seasoned or just starting out, Twin City Riders invites everyone to join them in exploring the region, building friendships, and enjoying the excitement of one-wheel adventures together.
Fancy looking bike there.
I knew that was I'm not sure who's who. It's 24 vehicles.
An impressive turnout today. You just say 24
I
vehicles.
think represented. And of course, last night we had the import division, which was new for the Civic Days Race C car show. And a lot of participants last night from the import community. I had never seen one of the four-place ride side-by-side motorcycles. Very nice to see that. Custom, very custom.
You know what I like? I like the time and the energy that they put in all the vehicles, from the antique vehicles all the way to the more late model ones.
You know, it's an inspiration for young people who may not necessarily want to participate in music or athletics. There's, you know, customizing an automobile takes a lot of time.
Takes a lot of time.
And you have to go to work because it takes a lot of money.
Takes a lot.
As the final cars from the Twin City Riders roll through the area, we do want to thank them for coming out today. Again, a big thank you to the Twin City Riders.
So the Four Walls ministry, Travis and Tom, is to embody the gospel of Jesus Christ in a manner that transforms non-Christians into believers and enables sons and daughters to awaken to their true identity in Christ. God is at the center, and cultural transformation and revival will be ignited. The ministry is located at 557 Lancaster Street in Leominster. Great to see Four Corners Ministry this morning.
And they were practicing their flag waving routine at about 8:45 this morning in the IC Credit Union parking lot.
And you get a chance to see that.
And you know, you hear those engines revving, which can only mean it's time for the Central Mass chapter of the Rough Riders, comprising of members who embody the motorcycle, car, truck, dog, and music lifestyles. Individually, they reflect values such as family, community, charity, and a deep passion for this way of life. They strive to set high standards by promoting strong morals, beliefs, and respect among individuals of all ages. Central Mass Rough Riders are dedicated to supporting each other, children, and the community they represent, seeing themselves as a unified family representing a global movement. course, always great to see the Spanish American Center as well. Nettie and her team do so much great work for the community. Glad they could be a part of it today.
Tandem Construction. Tandem Construction has been coming for years. Great to see them well represented and specialize in water and sewer excavation and snow removal in the Fitchburg-Leominster area for over 40 years. They're coming up, Travis.
They are coming up in just a minute.
I
And
think
see
we're,
more family involvement.
More
the folks
family
with the Rough
involvement.
Riders.
And the Rough Riders.
And Glenn, you know, every year it's always, I always love that you never know which vehicles the Central Mass Rough Riders are going to bring out. Some years it's more motorcycle heavy, some years it's more ATV heavy, and it really just depends. And they always do such a great job rallying their community.
We saw one of the youngest drivers this morning, and I think we've got someone from the canine community driving this one.
The proud pooch.
The proud pooch. He's waving. I know he's waving. He's very interested in what we're doing here.
He's got cruise control on. That's how he's able to wave.
Autopilot.
I want to say something about this organization. They're a lot of the members of the organization are very involved in their communities, do a lot of volunteering, providing services and things like that. So they've done a lot of great work in Fitchburg and Leominster.
Absolutely. You look at this year partnering with the Spanish American Center and getting them involved in their float as well. And great to see that partnership with such a storied organization here in North Central Massachusetts.
Right. Absolutely.
I see our very first all-electric vehicle represented here in this contingent this morning. And in contrast to what we just had go by, it's a breath of fresh air, I can tell you that.
I don't know if you guys want to mention, so the Rough Riders are actually doing a dream quinceañera. So they're putting together a quinceañera for a lucky girl in the community that can't afford one.
And we talk about rallying the community right now. I was just informed that the Central Mass Rough Riders are actually working on a dream quinceañera for a young girl whose family is not able to provide the experience that they wish she could have. So they're actually working on a dream quinceañera to make that dream come true. Really just a really special thing that they're able to do.
It's another Fitchburg story, Travis and Tom, and once again the community coming together. Always consider giving to the charity or the organization of your choice here in the city of Fitchburg.
Absolutely.
Tandem Construction, well represented this morning. I did already read their bio. They provided the sewer and water excavation and snow removal for over 40 years. And Tandem, I have to confess, Travis, they did my very first water service in 1986. I built my first home, and Tandem was right there.
So you have a part in that vehicle that's driving by them.
I might have helped buy it. Yeah.
And great to see the youngest members of the Tandem family getting involved this year as well. Great to see that.
Great to see Tandem Construction. Our younger folks, of course, always love to see these pieces of equipment that are just like the ones they play with at home. And
I'll tell you, next year we'll have to bring what will be my 4-year-old son, because he can tell you every single bit and piece with this front end loader right here.
Awesome.
And I'd probably say what it is, and I get corrected if you're told I was wrong.
That's awesome. So something kind of new for the parade this year, 0 to 60-ish. Sounds like an age bracket, but it's more than a car club. It's a lifestyle brand founded by a family in 2022, originating from a close-knit group of friends who grew up in central Massachusetts. They share their passion for cars, and it spans back through generations. Here in New England, they've discovered a vibrant car culture filled with local shows, events, cruises, and more. Yet, they saw an opportunity to create something more, a brand that represents the Elevatas East Coast car culture and community. With a goal to put New England on the map, 0 to 60-ish aims to provide their friends, family, and fans with a unique and unforgettable experience, united under the name they can proudly stand behind. Welcome. We have a Ferrari in the group.
Yes, the custom Audi leading first, and as you mentioned, the Ferrari, now another Corvette.
Custom work with the Corvette. Leading a purple Lamborghini. And a matte camo Porsche 911 Cabriolet.
And now our friends with Been There, Dump That, providing 5-star trusted residential dumpsters for Central Massachusetts, focusing on making dumpster rental a friendly, simple, and convenient process, ensuring convenience by placing dumpsters exactly where they're needed on your property for easy loading and use. Protective boards under the bins prevent driveway damage, and after every job, they thoroughly sweep up to ensure no harmful debris is left behind. Been There, Dump That, offering quick service, delivering bins in 24 hours or less. Renting a dumpster from Been There, Dump That also supports a locally owned and operated small business. For more information or to rent a dumpster, contact Been There, Dump That at 978-382-1176. They want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July, and congratulations to the Knowles family. I see
Very nice.
Anthony and Brittany, great to see them. They've been doing some fantastic work since they purchased that company.
You know, we talked about community engagement. Red Dog Roofing, very community engaged, of course. They provide free roofs to local veterans, and they remain active in the local community to give back through various initiatives. As a premier roofing and exterior contractor, Red Dog Roofing offers customer a range of services, including roofing, siding repairs and replacements, as well as other exterior services like windows, doors, and gutters. The company is committed to bringing back the trades for the next generation and plans to have their groundbreaking program fully developed by next year. They are represented including Sarasota, Florida, and Westford, Connecticut. They've expanded into markets all over the United States.
And next up, we have the Narrow Path Riders, is the Fitchburg chapter of the Christian Motorcycle Association, with a mission primarily, through not exclusively, reaching out to the motorcycling community. Their vision is to change the world one heart at a time. And we did see one motorcycle looping around. It must be taking some notes from the Fitchburg Police Department contingent. We're replicating the move so effortlessly. And great to see some more
Great
bikes.
to see these motorcycles here. We've got a number of Harley Davidson and other makes as well. Heritage Special from Harley Davidson. His Uncle Sam on his trike. Can-Am, sorry. Here's a backup just in case. The blessings of the biker. Spatafor Oil and Energy, once again, they participate every year. They're serving the Twin Cities and surrounding areas since 1943. They specialize in premium heating oil directly to homes and provide delivery services. Operating around the clock, Spatafor Oil and Energy prides itself on being your trusted 24/7 home comfort specialist.
Yes, and coming up to the Legislative Building in just a moment, our friends with Caldwell Banker, your local realtors, dedicated to serving the community by assisting buyers and sellers in finding their new homes. The Leominster office invites you to contact them today to discover why Caldwell Banker has sold more homes in Leominster, Fitchburg, and Lunenburg than any other real estate firm. Proudly focused on the community, Caldwell Banker is here to help. Happy to have them today. And that's quite the home right there that they've got actually on the flatbed of their truck.
Caldwell Banker, celebrating July 4th here with us in the 01420. You can still get your Fitchburg merchandise. Find out how. You know, this guy looks a lot like my friend Mark Jackson.
He's
that's
into
a
banking
fancy
now.
truck there. Of course he is. Great to see you, Mark.
You know, I was hoping to go to an open house for this house, but it's already been sold that quickly on the market.
Great to see you, Mrs. Jackson.
And now we have our friends with Unforgettable Royalty making their way to the podium.
We want to thank, of course, the most important people of all are the Fitchburg residents and area folks who have watched the parade here live or on the stream, fatv.org. And of course, all of the people that make this happen. Robin Como, Keith DePerry, Dan Bolak, Nathan Glenny, Fitchburg Access Television.
You know, it takes a lot to bring together
It sure
an
does.
event like this.
Yeah, and we miss dearly our engineer Travis Falk, who's home recovering from a cold, and of course we've got unforgettable royalty, entry number 66 this year.
Last but certainly not least, we have some of the members of the Civic Days Committee who, as a team, have worked tirelessly to bring enriching community events to the city of Fitchburg.
We have Pearson Quiet, the well pump company, bringing water into your home. They're available at 978-602-7535.
I hope you have enjoyed today's Independence Parade and hope to see you this coming Sunday at the annual duck race at Riverfront Park. Get your ducks and your chance to win $5,000.
Get your ducks in a row. Great to see the committee, Monique, Alex, Vera, Miles, everybody involved. On behalf of Fitchburg Access Television, thank you for watching, thank you for participating, and we'll see you, of course, in some of the events that are yet to come, the duck race, etc. Can't say enough about our partners with the Fitchburg Police Department who kept us all safe. Nate Glenny, Executive Director, Travis Condon, Tommy Hughes, I'm Glenn Foster. Thank you so much. Civic Days 2024 right here in Fitchburg, Mass.